What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV back here for the last edition of Predict the Prem of the season. Me and Simeon go head-to-head and have been going head-to-head on Premier League predictions for the whole season. The scores at the moment are 459 to 430. It's a big ask for the final week of the season, but we do have a few extra fixtures thrown in there as well. So there are a few extra points up for grabs this week. The way the scoring works, it is 5 points for a correct scoreline, 3 points for a correct result, and both teams to score 1 point for a correct result. And then there's also the star men as well, which is 2 points for a goal, 1 point for an assist. Sim, do you let this slip now?
No chance. I'm going to extend my lead.
Don't let this slip now.
Definitely not. If you get 29 points on me, that'll be something miraculous.
It'll probably be the biggest
upset of all time.
Not the biggest upset of all time, but also probably the biggest margin all season.
Yeah, you'd have to say that 100%.
But anyway, let's get into our predictions, and we're starting off with tonight's games. Everton against Crystal Palace first and foremost, and I have gone for 2-1 to Everton in this game.
I've gone for 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone for 2-1 because I just think when I was looking at the Brentford game, I thought Everton were absolutely all over Brentford. And if it wasn't for that red card, I do believe they would have got that win. The whole of Goodison Park were behind them. It was actually a crazy atmosphere, and I expect them to recreate that again. And barring any Everton craziness with sending offs and stuff, I do believe that they'll get the win with Palace with nothing to play for now.
Yeah, I think Palace are very good away from home, and they've beaten recently Southampton. They got a draw against Villa last time out as well, and they're still battling for a top half place. They're only, I think, 2 points off the top half, or 3 points off the top half. So they'll believe that'll be a very good season for them if they can get into the top half by the end of it. And I think away from home with Everton coming at them, they're quite a good counter-attacking team as well. So I don't think it's going to be an easy day for Everton, so I've gone for a 1-1.
All right, let's move on to Aston Villa against Burnley. You go for it this time.
I've gone for 2-1 to Villa.
Interesting. I've gone for 1-1. Obviously, in the reverse fixture at Turf Moor a few weeks ago, Villa did get the better of them, but it's crunch time now. It's real crunch time, and I think that it will be a very, very hard game for Aston Villa and Burnley, to be honest. But I just gone for them to split the points just because Burnley just can't afford to lose. They probably can't afford to draw either, but I can't really see Burnley going to Villa Park and winning.
I think with Villa beat them a week ago, didn't they? 3-1 at Turf Moor.
Very convincingly.
Yeah, very convincingly. And I think Burnley, I wasn't so impressed with them at Tottenham, even though obviously it was only 1-0. I didn't think they played that well. I don't think they created too many chances. Obviously, it was a bad defeat at Villa. They were in good form, but maybe that new manager bound starting to run out a bit. And I feel like Villa, last home game of the season for them, I feel with the firepower they have, they'll have enough to get over the line in this one. So I'm going for the defeat, and obviously it takes it to the last day. And Burnley will be hoping Burnley will have to win on the last day and hope Leeds drop points.
All right, let's move on to Leicester against Chelsea at the King Power. Both of us gone for draws in this one. I've gone for 1-1.
I think it's at Stamford Bridge, isn't it?
Oh, is it Stamford Bridge? Sorry, yeah, it is at Stamford Bridge. But anyway, I've gone for 1-1. I think that Leicester, on the back of that 5-1 victory over Watford, will have some confidence about them. Chelsea, not really playing well at the moment, but I think quality, the quality Chelsea have, I think they will just about nick the draw here. Yeah,
I think Leicester playing with a bit of freedom, aren't they? In the last few weeks of the season, they got some good attacking players as well in Vardy and Barnes and Maddison, who have been scoring quite a few goals of late. And I back them to go away at Chelsea, who have a bit iffy end to the season and score a few goals. But I think, Chelsea, in their own right, Lukaku's ending the season well, so I think they'll probably get a draw.
Next up, let's move on to the last day of the season now, the Sunday, and let's start with Arsenal against Everton at the Emirates. I've gone for 1-0 to Arsenal here. Seeing as I went for the Everton win, they'll already be safe, in my opinion, so it won't matter the result too much to Everton, and I think Arsenal will just about limp through in a 1-0 win. Probably Nketiah will tackle their goalkeeper or something.
Well, yeah, I've gone for a 0-0. I've gone for the result, if I'm right in the result that Everton get a draw in midweek, they'll only need a point to mathematically secure safe. It'll be interesting, actually, because if they do draw on Thursday and Burnley lose, then they'll be 3 points ahead, but Burnley will have a bit of better goal difference. So it'll be interesting if that was to pass. But I do think if that is the case, I don't think Arsenal have the firepower to make sure that they get over the line, I think, in this one. If Everton are really scrapping for a point and they defend like they have been in games like against Liverpool and against Chelsea and stuff, I think they'll be able to hold out Arsenal. And I think it will be a very scrappy 0-0, and they'll take that all day long, and that'll get them safety.
Yeah, obviously it's just very dependent on what happens on that first game with Everton to see like how much energy they put into it. But
then again, even if they are safe, they might play a bit of freedom and go for Arsenal a bit, and then maybe they can get a goal.
Yeah, that's also true. But anyway, let's move on to Brentford Leeds in a massive game for Leeds United. Last home game of the season for Brentford. I mean, yes, Brentford don't really have much to play for in this game, but they are playing really well. One of the form teams in the Premier League. Leeds have been dreadful of late. They really have. But it is a do-or-die game for them, and they need to win it. But I just can't see them. I just can't see them getting anything from this game, and I've gone for Brentford to win 2-1.
Yeah, I've gone for a 1-1 draw. I think Leeds fighting for everything. They just got that draw against Brighton. Now give them confidence going to the final day. And I don't think they're good enough to win this game. But as much as Brentford have been playing very, very well at the moment, I think I can see Leeds battling for a draw. And I think that might be good enough to keep them up.
All right, Brighton against West Ham at the Amex. Both of us going for the exact same scoreline here. West Ham, since being knocked out of the Europa League, have actually impressed me of late, getting results on the board. They want to get back into the Europa League, so I think that West Ham will get the job done this weekend. Yeah,
I agree, and I think actually they're quite suited to playing this Brighton team as well, the way they play. Brighton obviously had a good end to the season after it seemed they were faltering, but they've actually gone on a pretty decent run late in the season, and they're going to be hoping for a top half finish. But West Ham battling for that final Europa League spot. After being in the Europa League semi-final, they don't want to go into Conference League. I'll be a bit of a blow for them. So I've gone for them to get a victory on the final day. And maybe we'll see what happens at United if they get that 6th place spot.
All right, let's move on to Burnley against Newcastle at Turf Moor. Obviously, it's an absolutely humongous game for Burnley. Newcastle on the back of a brilliant 2-0 win against Arsenal. I've just gone for Burnley to nick this one, actually, because at Turf Moor, I think the fans will be up for it. They'll be up for it. They just need to get a result. Newcastle, on the other hand, their away form at the moment is actually quite bad, with 4 losses out of their last 5. So I've gone for Burnley to take this one.
I think Burnley aren't going to be good enough to beat them in my book. So I think Newcastle playing very well. And it's mostly at home, granted. But I think off back of the confidence they got from beating Arsenal, getting back on track after a really heavy defeat to City, I think they're going to want to end the season well. Burnley obviously scrapping for their lives, no doubt about it. I just don't know if they have the quality. And they've given a good go, but I think this could be the result that sends them down and they'll be back in the Championship.
Yeah, I got just the feeling they're going to be quite resolute in this game. They're going to defend in numbers and just nick a goal from a set piece or something like that.
So you're back in Burnley to stay up then?
I think I said last week I think Leeds are going to go down, so I think I'm sticking with that.
So I'm going with Burnley to go down. You're going with Leeds.
I prefer Burnley to go down. I'm not going to lie, but I think Leeds will go down. But anyway, Chelsea against Watford. Both of us going for the exact same scoreline here in 3-0. Yeah. Every time we go for the exact same scoreline here is like a dagger to the heart in terms of in terms of the scores here in Predict the Prem. But anyway, 3-0 to Chelsea. Watford have been absolutely shocking of late, ever since, well, pretty much all season, but since Roy Hodgson has come in, they've been dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Yeah. And I can't see anything but a resounding Chelsea win.
Yeah, got battered by Leicester 5-1. I can't see them getting anything out of Chelsea. Last home game of the season for them. They want to finish well, strong in front of their own fans. So 3-0.
Palace against Manchester United, and again we've gone for the exact same scoreline here, 2-1 to Crystal Palace, which, if our scores are predicted right, because we went for the same for West Ham, that will seal Manchester United's fate into the Conference League. Yeah,
which they probably will not want to be in, because being in Europa League gives you 2 chances to get in the Champions League, doesn't it, for the next season? If they can't get there via the league, they've always got a second option in the Europa League. But if they go into the Conference, then it's a massive downer, because all of a sudden you've got a second European competition which you're fighting for, but just to get back in Europa League, you know what I mean? Which you have to you hope to
It's
get there in the
silverware as
league.
well at the end of the day.
I know, but they're Man United is Champions League. They want to be back in Champions League, so it's a massive blow to be in your Conference League. And I think I don't know if they're going to have the fight to get through this last game. Obviously, Ten Hag, I don't think he's not going to be in the dugout, but he's taken the reins already apparently, which is a bit of an odd thing.
Such a weird club, this Manchester United. When you look at the scope of their season, right, under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer at the beginning of the season, they weren't doing well, but they were never doing this terrible.
No, they've been a lot worse. Yeah,
they were a lot worse. They've been a lot worse now. They've brought in Ralph Rangnick, not a real manager until the end of the season, which is a weird decision. Why would they not just keep with Ole, sack him at the end of the season, and then bring in Ten Hag?
Because they thought Rangnick was going to improve things, but he hasn't.
Weird
bit of an odd,
decisions.
yeah.
And then they're bringing in Ten Hag before the end of the season anyway, and he's not even taking the last game.
No, he cancelled his contract 6 weeks early, but he's not taking the last game.
Weird decisions, from such a big club as well.
Yeah, and I just think the way United are playing right now, it's going to be difficult for them to beat Palace. And if West Ham win, United are going to have to win, because if they draw and West Ham win, West Ham have a much better goal difference. So, do I see United going away at Palace on the last day and winning? I don't, and that could seal their fate into the Conference League. And I honestly don't think Ten Hag will want to be in that competition. It'll be interesting to see. I think it might help them because they'll have the extra games to get used to Ten Hag and get up to how he wants to play, which is good for them. But in terms of getting back in the Champions League, I think it's a massive blow for next season.
Yeah. Leicester against Southampton. I've gone for 3-1 to Leicester in this game. I think Leicester are in form at the moment with good victories, albeit against Watford and Norwich. Southampton they've checked out this season pretty much. 4 losses in their last 5, a draw in there as well. Can't really see them scoring many goals. I've got them to nick a goal from somewhere, but I think Leicester will be all over this one.
Yeah, me too. I think Leicester will win. I think it will be an open game. Both teams don't have much to play for. They'll want it in the season well, so I see a few goals in this one, but I think Leicester will nick it.
And Liverpool against Wolves in a big game in the title race with 1 point in it, and we've both gone for 2-0 to Liverpool in this game. And I think Wolves will be somewhat resolute, but Liverpool will just do the job and knock them down.
Yeah, they'll get the goals needed, even if players aren't available. Liverpool are just relentless right now, so I think they'll get the job done, and they'll try and put some pressure on City, who go at home to Villa.
Yeah, and likewise in the next game as well, which is Man City against Aston Villa, which is the other game in the title race, obviously. And we've both gone for 3-1. Again, I think that Villa will kind of nick one from somewhere, but City are just going to be too strong. In a pivotal game, I can't see City dropping points.
No. I think Villa will give them a scare. I really believe that, because I think with the way City play, especially with defenders they have out, Villa have the ability to, and the forward players to score. But City, they're just too good on the ball, and they'll know how much this game means, and they'll make sure they get the job done. So I think I can see Villa going 1-0 up, but City will win it 3-1.
And moving on to the final prediction of the season, which is Norwich against Tottenham. I've gone for 3-0 here. I'm hoping if we get the early goal, the floodgates can open a little bit, and we will seal our fate into next year's Champions League.
Yep, I've gone for 4-0. Spurs, there's a lot riding on this game, but we got the mentality. I'm hoping we go into the game confidently to get the job done. Norwich have just lost every game recently, haven't they? Well, they drew to Wolves, but before then, 3-0, 4-0, 2-0, 3-0. They've just been getting battered, home or away. So they'll want to try and end the season well, but I think we're just going to be too strong for them, and there's no excuses going to the last game. And it's on my birthday, so 4-0.
Exactly. Let's move on to the star men. And if we are correct, step up your new Golden Boot winner, Heung-min Son. Obviously, we've both gone for Sonny for Golden Boot and Star Man, to be honest, because it's not known if Salah is going to play the last game of the season.
It's unlikely, apparently, but we'll see.
Yeah,
no, not confirmed.
but Sonny, he's 1 goal behind Salah now, so I back him to get at least 2 goals this weekend.
I think he'll just need a brace. So let's hope he does it. Let's hope he gets the Golden Boot. There's only one guy to pick this weekend. It has to be the guy who's gunning for it. And let's see what happens on Sunday. It'll be amazing if he does it, and what an achievement it'll be for him.
Absolutely. But that is your final Predict the Prem of the season. Let me know in the comment section below what your predictions are, who your star men are as well. Thank you everyone for watching this season. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always,
come on you Spurs.